is Nicholas Emser. Today's date is the 26th of May, Memorial Day, and I am interviewing my dad about the Cold War era. And the first question is, how was every day as a student in elementary school for you?
Well, he's talking about how it relates to being with the Soviet Union and that type of
I mean,
how the nuclear.
how did you, how was your, you know,
Well, we didn't have drills every day, but I'd say I think it was probably once a month or something. We would have drills.
what would you do?
We'd have to run out into the hallway, and we'd have to get down on our knees up against the wall and cover our heads. And I don't remember if we got underneath our desk, but I remember doing that when we were in grade school. We'd have it was probably once a month or once every six weeks. It seemed like it was often.
But I don't think doing that would really help.
Well, it was, I guess it was,
Did you ever think about that?
no, because you thought that was what you were supposed to do. That's what you were taught. So you're just a kid.
Were they just doing that so that you would?
Well, I guess that was if there was a nuclear explosion. I think that's the best defense that they could come up with at the time. But we didn't have any masks or any kind of gear, so I don't know how it was going to help other than not have the building implode on top of you.
So how did you have to prepare for emergency drills?
Well, they would tell us that they were coming, and then they would file us.
Like, how would they say?
I think I can't remember exactly, but I know that they would make an announcement that we're going to have a drill, emergency drill. But we always knew what it was about. It was also for if there was.
They say like the Soviets are coming.
Well, but it was also for like tornadoes as well. How you would evacuate, how you would huddle and that kind of stuff. How you would crouch and cover your head up against the walls.
I don't think that'd really help in a nuclear explosion. I think you'd just be dead. How did you feel about the Soviets?
Well, we didn't like them. We hated them because they were our enemy, and we were told that. Kind of pretty much drilled into your head that was, they were out to get us, and they wanted us all to be communists.
Yeah, that's true, actually. Alright. What type of government propaganda did you experience?
I don't know if it was anything direct, but you always knew that, that they were always, they could explode a nuclear bomb, anytime that they had a bomb, aimed at every place, every major populated area in the country.
How did they incorporate that into like TV shows?
I don't remember so much in the TV shows.
Advertisements.
I don't remember so much in the advertisements. I just think we always heard about it from the politics.
Okay. Were you scared 24/7?
I don't know if you were scared, but it was always in the back of your mind that that's the kind of thing that could happen. There could be a nuclear explosion.
How did you feel about about Soviet aggression?
Well, we knew that they were always, trying to invade other countries that were maybe friendly to us. We knew about Cuba, so that was always kind of in the back of your mind that was so close. And we knew about when they were in Vietnam that they always, at least that was what we always heard, that they were, providing arms and support to the North Vietnamese. So that was always hurting our war effort.
Okay. How did you feel about the space race?
Well, that was important because we felt really proud that we were winning the space race and that we were the first to put a man on the moon. So that was something to feel really proud about.
Okay. What were your thoughts about Soviet support during the Vietnam War?
Well, like I said, we always knew that was something that was in the back of in our minds. They were always putting support wherever we had a war. They were always going to be supporting it, and we were happy then. In Afghanistan, when they invaded Afghanistan, that they weren't doing very good, and they had a long that they were having a hard time fighting.
Okay. What were your thoughts about Soviet expansion, which directly relates to what you just said about
Right.
the Afghan war? Okay.
I kind of covered that one.
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember where you were at when the Berlin Wall came down?
Yep, I do. That was in 1989, and I was actually on vacation in Florida, and I remember watching it on the television. I was very surprised that it happened and the way it happened so quickly. So we always knew about, Berlin was always a big topic too. Whenever people talked about.
Did you think that like Soviets were done then?
I don't know if we thought they were quite done
Like,
then, but
just
we thought
like
I guess it was obviously a turning point because that was a big deal for them to lose Berlin.
all right. Well, that wraps it up. Thank you.
You're welcome.